971. Call the office at 572-0383 or 572-0215. Rev-Up St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Our drive is next with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
In moments of loss, finding comfort and support is essential. At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we understand that every life is unique, and honoring that life is our mission. Our dedicated team is here to guide you through every step, offering personalized services that reflect the cherished memories of your loved one. From traditional funerals to modern celebrations of life, we provide a range of options tailored to your family's wishes. Whether it's a simple service or an elaborate tribute, we ensure every detail is handled with care. Let us help you create a meaningful farewell, honoring the legacy of your loved one. To learn more about our services, call 758-452-2021 Castries, 758-454-9239 Viewfort. Visit us at www.rambalisfuneral.com. Rambali's Funeral Parlor, where memories are cherished and love is everlasting.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners and to our viewers in St. Lucia and across the globe. A warm welcome to Hard Drive for today, Tuesday, the 25th of November. My name is Andre Paul, and the co-host of the show, none other than the lovely Kina. Kina, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You thought I was going to say Nikki, huh?
No. I was just trying to figure out why there's this
Pause.
slight, yes.
Yeah.
Were you going to say Nikki?
Yes.
And even though you did, it wouldn't matter because everybody knows who I am anyways.
Alrighty. So, all is well there with you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty good. And
That's
good morning
nice.
to our listeners and our viewers. And thanks to the team over at DBS, sending love
yes.
to Linda.
Thank you very much
and all of the
for
staff
reminding
there,
us.
sir. Good morning as well. Mwah.
Okay. All right. I know you're a very, private person and so on, but I know you had a major event happen in your life recently. At some point, would you like to talk about that? I don't want to talk about it. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it.
A major
event that
happened in
kind of
my
like
life recently.
changed your life, changed the direction, the trajectory of your life.
Oh, maybe getting baptized.
Right, yeah.
Ah, I did speak on it.
Not with me.
It's something, okay.
You have to talk. You have to talk to Papa.
Oh, my word. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. Good one. Ding, ding, ding. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. But obviously, in life, you encounter situations where you feel like you're not ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're not ready. You feel like, okay, I want to pray more often. I want to go to church more often. But there's so many things that's taking me away from it. But what I realize, and it's good that you have pastors and fellow Christians that could say, you don't have to wait. It's okay to go as you are because God understands that. And the moment I realized that, that's when the change began to happen for me.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, everything happens in its time. Because sometimes we pray to God for something specific and we're waiting for the answers. And even then I understood, but okay, there's something that I've been praying for quite some time. Not out loud, but within my spirit I have been. And God answered it. And though it was a long time coming, it still happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when it happened, and when you avail yourself, I realized that, hey, I was also in that place to receive what He had in store for me. And that's what makes it so amazing.
Now, generally when people become baptized, there's usually stuff going on in our lives. Let me not say there, in our lives. And we sense something is wrong, that we're going in a wrong direction and want to make it right. So we decide now to take that step. I mean, without going into any details or anything, but were you going through anything in your life at that time that you felt, hey, listen, I've been going down that road there, and I don't really like where this is taking me. Let me
I
now
wasn't
make a 180-degree turn.
I'm not that type of person to be doing anything that I need to call on God for. But like I said, I think I mentioned that earlier when I started working at Rev-Up, that a traumatic event happened to me. And that sometimes, yes, I did speak and I said, out right here that I was raped, right? And with that, it comes with its challenges. So with me, that was my main challenge, right? And it
Okay,
takes you
I get
into
you.
that space
I get you.
where how could that happen to me and I didn't do anything about it? It's not like I put myself in the position. I was at home. The person came into the house, not like I knew the person. You understand? And all of that. So you begin to ask God tough questions, and you begin to ask him, why did it happen to me? Why did you allow for that to happen to me? I did nothing wrong. But in that same breath, you blame yourself because you violated something. A part of you is gone and you can never replace it. So I had my challenges with that, and I struggled with it, even though I was smiling and laughing. Generally, I'm that way, but I had my challenges with it because ever so often I would find myself going into that space where I'm just closed, and I actually bottle myself in. And I'm going to be really honest. I don't know about other women. I can't speak on their behalf because every situation is different. We all go through different phases in our journey. But I was making a lot of inroads in my journey, even with me getting tattoos as well. When people hear, okay, you have tattoos, really, you, Kina? Yes, me. It's life, it happens. And then the judgment comes. For me, anytime I put a tattoo, because I was ripped in my early 20s. So every time I put a tattoo, it was part of my healing journey. So it was me saying, okay, I have a butterfly, now I feel free. Right? When I got the butterfly, when I got a dolphin, it was something else that represented a part in my journey. So we might see someone with a tattoo and we might be like, oh my God, the Bible says don't mark your skin. You don't know the person's story. So quit it, because you do not know what the person is going through, and you do not know what that individual does when they're alone with God and what they say to him. So you're not in a position to judge, and as the Bible says, and that's something my mom always said to me, my godfather and godmother always instilled in me from a very young time, and I'm young age, and I'm really, really thankful that quite young I was surrounded by individuals in the community I grew up with in Sufre that were able to give into you, to pour into you, to give advice. And in Sufre, the community I grew up in, that's what that was there. People were so loving. If you were doing something, they would pull you aside. Not that I was doing anything bad, but they would still pull you aside and check you. They would still give you the advice, and that's what I love. And I grew up with that kind of love around me. And when that happened, I always used to fall back on it. But I'm like, I still felt like just because that happened to me, that God didn't love me. And I kept on walking away from him many times, And one day I was like, okay, why am I walking away from you, God? You shouldn't have allowed this to happen to me. And then I realized, but wait a minute, it happened to you for a reason. And I'm like, huh, really? Seriously? A reason why still? But depending on your journey and how you've grown based on the traumatic event that happened to you, you can be a blessing to someone else. You could use your experiences to help someone else going through the same thing to get them out of it. It takes a process.
Just yesterday, I read in your presence the incident that took place in Trinidad.
Yeah.
And see the number, all the traumatic possibilities
yes,
that come out of that kind of situation. So I definitely understand where you coming from. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well. And you're right. You're right about certain things. People like to judge you quickly if they see you with, as you said, a tattoo or something. But that's a bad person.
The
person this and that and the other.
You don't know
But also, let's bring in the politics into this thing as well, right? Today you say something that is supportive of the current administration. All of a sudden you're judged already. You must be a flabo. Then tomorrow you say something about the flabo, and then the flambos will say you must be a Labour. Today you wear a red shirt or you wear a yellow shirt, they're already judging you. So we have to be careful with those things. And we do it so often. It's not funny.
And we have to be neutral. The Bible asks of us to be neutral in situations. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Not because you are my friend, I'm your employee. If I do something wrong, you can't call me out on it. And if you do call me out on it, I need to understand that you're doing it from a place of love. So if a politician is doing something that he should, or have said something that he should, we should call him out on it. And he should get to the point or be in that place where he acknowledges, hey, I was wrong, and let me be a better parliamentarian for the people of my country and the people in my community.
We need people who are just and fair.
Oh yeah.
There's this incident that took place there some time ago with President Donald Trump. I think he was hauled before the courts, especially in New York City, where you have Letitia James. That name sounds so much like a St. Lucian name.
Yeah.
Letitia James.
It actually does, yes.
Yeah, Letitia James. She and I think another individual, right? I mean, they took Donald Trump to the cleaners. They showed you what kind of person that he is, what he was involved in. He was found guilty. I think he owes a lot of money, but now he's using his position of power to get back at these people. What does he do? He appoints some person in a position. He fired the individual who was there, appoints some person on his own, right? On his own. He's not supposed to do that. You don't have the power to do that particular act, but he did it. So now, guess what? Those people, Letitia James and this other gentleman, right? They appealed. They appealed that in fact they were fighting the case.
Right.
And guess what? Because you have a judge now that is fair and just, he says, go back with that. What you did there was illegal. You should not have appointed that person. You have no right appointing that person there. Thank God, Bonji, there still are some people like that on this planet. Because the whole system can be so corrupt that they just wink.
Him
they just wink. They just
God.
wink and figure out, okay, well, it's Donald Trump. I have to abide by his rules. But I was so happy when I read that. I was like, whoa, bravo.
Yeah, I'm happy that it happened as well.
And then, of course, now you have the biased people who on his side now saying, oh, this is not the end of it. The judge said what you did there was illegal. That's a decision I already taken. It's legal.
What someone did is illegal. We have to condemn the behavior, not the person. Because sometimes some people do things and they have support and they figure, okay, I'm going to do it and be loud about it. But when you have support, you have people inching you on and saying, go, we support you. You embolden.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not going to stop that behavior. But when you condemn the behavior and you say, hey, wait a minute here, what you did was wrong, you need to accept that.
You're right. When I think the last thing that came up there with the Trump situation is the Epstein files. Okay, so they were asking him to release the Epstein files because there may be some stuff inside there. In fact, it looks like there's stuff inside there that will incriminate a lot of people, powerful people. It looks that way, right? Looks that way, all right? And you know what one guy said? He was on an interview with Piers Morgan, and he said Donald Trump should just release those files, and if there's anything incriminating against him, his MAGA base, they'll just forgive him and just move on. That's what he said. Donald Trump's base will just forgive him and let's just move on.
Most likely.
So you see what I'm talking about?
Most likely.
Anyway, so let's do some house chores. First of all, let me say what the menu at the Thomas O'Bread Place is today. And you can check out the Thomas O'Bread Place for your saltfish with ground provisions, lentils and cucumber salad, all the healthy stuff. For all the gut health, we're talking about good gut health, here you go there. You have the saltfish, you have the ground provisions, which is loaded with fiber. Some people tend to link them and say it has starch and so on.
Yes.
It has a ton of fiber. So yes, it's true, there's starch in there, but the way the body responds to that is different to when you just have white flour by itself. There's fiber in that stuff there. So the ground provisions, I encourage solutions. I know we love our ground provisions, right? But understand the reason why it's so good is because it has a lot of fiber. So we have the lentils loaded with fiber. And when you cook that properly, it has a great taste. And of course, the cucumber salad. You can't go wrong.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that.
All the healthy stuff.
All the healthy stuff.
And also you can try the variety of sea moss beverages, which include coconut, ginger, peanut and peanut punch, and regular sea moss with flax seeds and chia seeds. All the good stuff. You know flax seeds, chia seeds, these things have a lot of protein.
You know what I do with the flax seeds? I get the one that is, and I sprinkle it on some of my foods. If it's yogurt or egg, I have a tendency to do that sometimes. I learned from my mama.
I was talking to a Rasta brother yesterday, and he was telling me that he went to his doctor, and the doctor said to him that he needs to up his intake of protein. So he said to the doctor, "But I eat a lot of peas." The doctor said to him, "It's not enough." Yeah. So he said now, all he has been doing is Rasta thing. Now he has to change because he realizes, according to what the doctor says, his body is showing he's lacking protein,
Yeah,
despite
so
the
to get
fact
it from another source.
that he is, imbibing in a lot of peas, which
peas
has
doesn't have-
protein.
Yeah, peas has protein, but what he needs for his body to thrive on, he's not getting sufficient. So you would need to up that with maybe chicken or something.
That's right, fish,
Yeah, fish or
those kinds of
something
things.
else, yeah.
Exactly. So now he said to me he's going to be eating fish and chicken and whatever else he has to
He
eat.
better be
Yeah.
ready.
So I don't know. I mean, that could be could be just his case. I'm not sure, but it's something that those of us who live on those diets, a vegetarian diet, those kinds of things, we need to be careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think you have an important announcement to make.
Yes, I do. Rev-Up St. Lucia has the following career opportunities: radio personality or radio announcer, salesperson. All interested applicants, please send your resume to hr@rev-upslu.com. That information there again, hr@rev, that's rev-upslu.com. No telephone calls, please. Just reminding you that.
So we need a radio announcer and a salesperson.
Salesperson, yeah.
Alrighty. So hope you heard that, and I just want to give the address again. I know it's a little.
hr@rev-upslu.com.
Okay, hope you got that. All right, Kina. Anything you want to mention before we move on? I think you said to me you were listening to the show this morning.
I listened this morning. That was pretty interesting.
Love Zone. Yeah.
I actually don't see anything wrong. A lot of people have the tendency, Andre, to get nervous when they hear that their partner has a female best friend or a male best friend. But for me, friendship doesn't always suddenly become dangerous just because the person is from a different gender. Grown folks know the difference between connection and confusion, and they have boundaries. And it's important that we have boundaries as well. My closest friends are male. And I was in the cadet corps, and still today, more than 20 years later, my closest friends are male. They've never said, "Kina, I love to see you. Kina, your bum looking this way. Kina, oh my gosh, boy. Nothing. None of that. They've never, ever disrespected me in any way. And I've known them for over 20 years. And most of my closest friends are from Zufra. And the other ones, one friend of mine, Ali, from Castries, he's never, ever disrespected me in any way. And I've known him for over 20 years. And also, I have my male friends as well. I have this one friend of mine. His girlfriend spends time with me all the time. She comes over for a weekend. We chill, we lime. And even one of my relationships, my ex had a best friend. She was female, and we hanged out together. So it's not one size fits all for everybody. If you trust your partner and you have boundaries, you know what you're working with, I don't see anything wrong with it. I've been through it. I still have close male friends. They're my best buddies, and they haven't said anything to me.
But I think we all will agree, and that's what we said on the show, that the boundaries are important.
Boundaries,
and the
yeah.
boundaries are not only the responsibility of the person in the relationship. It's also a responsibility of the person outside of the relationship, whether it's a male. Okay, say for example, I have a significant other, and she has a friendship with a male.
Right.
My significant other must set the boundaries for herself, and the male, right, must set boundaries for himself as well.
Very important.
And if he tries to break those boundaries, my significant other must say to him, "No, you can't. I can't allow that." Depending on what the boundaries are. I give an example of me. I have a close female friend. We've known each other for a long time, right? And I don't go to her home because she has somebody. What am I going to do there? You know what I mean? Just to create problems? No, I don't go to her home. When we go out together, I hardly hang around her. I don't dance with her, period, that sort of thing. So these are my boundaries. Okay? But what worries me, and I said so on the show this morning, is those people, right, who have trust issues and so on, where you can't have a female friend. You just can't. You can't communicate with a female.
You can't communicate. Now that's a problem. That's not a healthy. You're not going to be in a healthy relationship. Healthy relationships, Andre, they breathe. They give you space to be you. You don't feel trapped. You don't feel caged. And even in that as well, though some people might not think about it, but when you have someone in a relationship and they feel like they're constantly being watched, they constantly have to hide, when they get a space to breathe, they will breathe.
Exactly.
And it puts your relationship under a lot of pressure and strain. What you're getting pretty much is a robot. You're not really getting the true version of that person. And I don't think anyone should get involved with someone and you have to pretend. We've said this many times. And when you're pretending, the person is not seeing who you truly are.
And I think sometimes we try to circumvent a problem. We see there's a possibility of a relationship developing between say your significant other and somebody else. The question is, how do you handle that? That's the question. Do you, as you said a while ago, make the person feel that they're in a cage, that they're trapped? Or if the person wants to, you allow them to. And I think it takes a lot of maturity.
It takes a lot.
To allow the person to make their choice.
It takes a lot.
You must be strong enough to allow the person to make their choice. Because I tell you something, they may not make it right now because they're around you. But at some point, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Either unbeknownst to you, or maybe they just move on you.
Yeah.
Okay?
They will.
Because you're trying to stop the inevitable. You're trying to stop the inevitable. I remember I've done that kind of thing before when I was a young fella, right? You already see the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? And you're trying to circumvent the thing by coming around, hanging around. Around the person,
24/7.
Yeah, around the person's foot all the time like that. Almost like you're obsessed with the person. Boy,
it's gonna backfire.
You're looking for problems when you do that.
Eventually.
Because the person wants to go. It's like a bird in a cage, right? I had some budgies long time ago, many years ago. I had budgies as my pets and so on. And I remember one day, I think it was Tony. I think Tony did something. He left the cage open or something, and those birds just flew away. They didn't say, well, I'm safe here, I have food ready, I always have food there, I have water to drink. Why go in the wild? No, these things want to be free. That's the way that they are.
And what you're putting the person in a position to do is to be deceiving to you. The person might not be cheating in terms of the sexual aspect of it, the intimate aspect of it, but you don't want a person to communicate with that person. If the person calls, what do you want a person to do? Ignore the phone?
Yeah.
If the person responds to the person gets a WhatsApp message, they're just gonna not say anything to you, but it's happening. You're putting the person in a very difficult position. Really and truly think about it. So if you do not want, it's important for both parties to have honest and open conversations. And
honest and open?
Yeah, I
sometimes it gets to the point, Kina, it gets to the point there's no honest and open conversation. No way. But by the way, I was with a gentleman. I was with somebody on the weekend, right? And I just happened to enter on a conversation already in progress.
Right.
And this guy said to his friend, "Man, never tell a woman the truth. You lie to them. That's what they want to hear." So he's advising the guy.
Oh boy.
He said, "Do not tell a woman the truth." I was like, "What?"
I have my own take on it. For me personally, I prefer you telling me the truth and allow me to make the decision.
Nobody's saying that you don't want to hear the truth.
Well, he can't speak for me. I can only speak for myself. I do not know about other women.
They're telling you.
And I think we have the tendency to put everyone into this box. But not everyone is the same.
Okay.
Tell me the truth and let me make the decision whether I want to stay or whether I want to go. But that doesn't mean that if you do tell me the truth initially, I'm going to be hurt. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be angry. And I will tell you. But you have to walk me through the process till I get onto the other side.
Make me laugh.
I'm not saying I'm going to be a nag because you don't just get up and get over hurt and pain. It takes a process.
Your ladies.
Pardon your ladies.
Your ladies. That is true. It's true. Your ladies never forget. Isn't that right? You'll never forget.
It's like the elephant never forgets. Do men ever forget?
Right.
Andre?
Exactly. Okay. So let's say human.
Let me ask you. Do men ever forget?
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Human nature. Human nature. Apparently, that's the way we are. We remember things, right? Good. Let me tell you something, and that might sound strange. I think I said so the other day. It might sound strange coming from me because I'm speaking from from other people's experience, right? Because fellas have come and been open with you all. The same thing you're asking for there.
Man.
Be open, tell the truth, and so on. And the ladies are listening. Okay. Yeah, okay. So tell me what happened. What happened? And they're smiling. They smile because they want more information. Okay? This is what fellas said to me. Not me, because if it was me, I'd tell you it's me. Right? So they and they're thinking as though the lady is like understanding where they're coming from. So they continue giving more and more and more information. All right? And next thing you know.
No, but what happens in that person's mind
So
at that
hold
time?
on. What I'm saying. This sounds strange coming from me. If you want to save your relationship, don't do that.
If you want to save your relationship, don't cheat.
Well, I agree. I'm just saying, if you do, just keep that to yourself. Because if you go and tell that lady that thing, this is over. She may stay with you, but that will always be. She'll be nagging you over it.
Even when a woman, you don't say anything. I don't know. It's something about a woman's intuition. We just feel.
So why are you asking us still?
No, but we want to know. We want to know the juicy part.
Oh.
Like, did it really happen? I mean, we have a little soupçon, but did it really happen? And then you say one thing and you wonder, okay, that's how it happened. Okay, so you went out with her today. Did you go out with her the following day? Yes, we did. The first time, nothing happened. So when did it actually happen? Maybe 5 months down the line, okay. But you realize, now, what happens in a woman's mind is, after you've said what you had to say, okay, we listen, we're like, okay, I forgive you. But we left with what you just said, and we have to process it.
Right.
No, seriously. You have to process it. So, who means Wudimwe? Ipaditi from Nano? So many other things. You could have said so, and you could have done this, you could have pulled away.
I know, Kina, a little bit. I could imagine if the guy is telling Kina what he did. I could just imagine Kina. First thing she'll do, she'll spin around, okay? And she'll cry. Cry.
Oh my God.
Kina would be crying and crying and crying.
Yeah, for real. I'll be crying. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be crying. Listen, you know what it is to know, feels like to know that your partner left home.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
No. Just because you don't want to see me crying, but you have to face it, Andre.
You know what that's like?
Now.
You know what it's like?
What?
When a woman is crying, they say, on a man, that takes a toll, you know.
No, but you shouldn't do the act.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. But remember the saying, Kina, it's human to err.
Let me tell you. That hits you like a bulldozer.
I could imagine if Kina is at the house, and you give her the bombshell, Kina will cry and go take snow. She takes snow and holds snow. So now the guy has to deal with two of them.
Why? Oh my gosh. You said it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I will tell Snow everything you told me as well. And Snow would be looking at me like, okay, so what should I do? Maybe thinking, what should I do next?
And I can imagine Snow whimpering. I can imagine.
Right? That's exactly what would happen. I'll cry.
And then you say, and then you say to the guy, leave. leave. Leave.
Yeah, now, because I know better, leaving would be the best thing.
And she'll tell you, I need time to process this.
You're right, seriously, that's exactly what I would do. Yeah, man, that's exactly what I would do. I need time to process it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So
I'll be with Snow still.
So take my friend's advice.
No, but you need time to process it, Andre. No, after I've processed it, then I know what to do after. But you need to let me know. If I come one day whilst you're preparing food and be like, so what was she wearing? You have to respond.
I can imagine, boy, this thing.
You have to respond. It happens, because that's what I think most men deal with. They think, okay, it's over. I said everything, and the lady gets really, really quiet. She's calm. She's cleaning the house. She's ironing. She's cooking. And then all of a sudden, one day, so
that's the trick.
You went to me. Where did you actually meet her again? And then I'll be like, but I thought you said.
And now the guy has to go and tell the truth now. But why? But you're right, Kina. You're right. The best thing is don't cheat.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I heard a guy give that advice at a wedding. He told the groom, don't lie and don't cheat. Yeah, he was giving a speech at a wedding, and he said, "You want to keep your marriage happy? Don't lie and don't cheat."
But
he said those two things.
I want to ask something, Andre. How do you all deal with the guilt, yo?
The guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be honest with you, men, we are different. We're just different. Men, right, are able to put aside their feelings completely, right? Well, you ladies are all into emotional kind of thing. We don't operate like that. Okay? That's why earlier today when we we're having a conversation there. And I think Nikki was making a point. And I was saying, why the thing about look at the kind of person he went and check. Mm-hmm. Because the wife sees herself as this fine, beautiful, intelligent woman. And you see the guys now taking on somebody, right, for all intents and purposes, and the wife is saying, but of all people, I mean, she's not looking down at the person or anything like that, right? Although she may be doing that too. But of all people, that person, right? But it's the guy, it's what's going through his mind at that particular point in time there, and he just acts on that, and he doesn't mean it. He really doesn't mean it, okay? And sometimes the ladies that involve themselves in those things, they know it too. They know that the guy doesn't mean what he's doing there.
But for us ladies, Andre, when it happens, it's that thing. You think, okay, I'm doing everything in the house. Look at me. Mm-hmm. I have the good body. I have the face. I have everything. I'm giving you every single thing. How could you? But what I learned recently was that men act on emotion, and a lot of the times you are not the cause of them going out there to cheat. It is deep rooted within them. Something is wrong with that individual. And people would say all men are wired, and it's part of the not all men cheat.
No, that's true. Not all men cheat, and that's a fact, right? And that's a fact. But the vast majority do.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if I have a significant other, and then you have a friend of us go and tell her, "Oh, I'm with Andre. Andre will cheat and this and that and the other." I always say to the significant other, "You ask her if her boyfriend not cheating."
But to also add to what you said, there are instances where, depending on where this individual is in their life, they're more likely to cheat because they're still exploring. They do not want to date. They're all over the place. They're not settled. And they meet this one person, and to them it's like, whoa, I'm just going to stop everything. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to look at another woman. And they settle down. Sometimes some men are not in that space at that time. Maybe it could be they're still struggling to figure out who they are. Maybe it could be they just left a relationship where that woman wasn't serious. There's so many contributing factors, and in other instances, some men are just, I don't know, they just they just, I don't know. It's the individual, the man in question. He's the only one that could answer that question. Why am I cheating, and what should I do to not continue to cheat?
And some people say, oh, this is a thing, young men. It doesn't matter. Age group, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you in your teens, whether in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. There are people in their 80s and still playing the fool.
Oh, yeah.
It happens,
Yeah.
right?
Imagine you in your 80s and you're on crutches, boy.
And you still...
And you still...
all of you see somebody...
One door, yeah.
Yeah.
And you still want to
Yeah.
cheat. Like,
Yes.
and it happens. It happens. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, and again for us, for we the men who don't want to change that habit, don't let it go. We are going to pay a hefty price.
Oh yeah, and also think.
And I see it, I see it.
You
I
see
see
it,
it. The
yeah.
guys who continue living that kind of lifestyle, they pay a heavy price for that.
And the other thing we keep stressing, do unto others as you'd want done unto you. Not only that, we have children. How would you feel if your daughter were to come home today and say, "Daddy, my boyfriend cheated on me and my husband," and she's crying because you did it maybe to her mom, you did it to some other person, and now it's being done to your daughter.
Exactly.
And the pain that you see, just don't. I'm not saying that we're perfect, but try your best to not hurt someone.
So in other words, if we know that we're not ready for a serious relationship, do not go into a relationship. Live your life, sow your wild oats, right? Do not get bogged down in a relationship, and you know within your heart of hearts that you're not ready for that as yet.
Yeah, it's important. That's where truth, being open and honest, is the key. I do not want to settle down. I'm not ready. Open and say, and I know men have said, well, I told the young lady I do not want a relationship and let's just see how it goes. From the time a man says, let's just see how it goes, in some instances, Andre, he says so, and you'll end up being married. In some instances, it's exactly what he said is exactly what he said. I don't want to settle down. I just want to have a fling. So you there, so anytime I feel hot and bothered, I can come to you. As a woman, you have to make the choice. And if you feel as a woman that's what you want for your life, then that's you. But you can't pressure someone to be in a relationship with you and to you, if the person has already said, this is not what I want, get out of it and go for what it is that you do want, because what you are actually doing is in essence is putting pressure on someone that doesn't want to settle down with you, whether it be man or woman, and eventually be like, okay, let me give in, but still they feel caged.
So women now need to have a higher self-esteem and not accept that kind of thing. A guy says to you, he just wants a fling. Run.
Yeah, you already
as
know
fast as you can. Yeah, waste of time. Now, Kina, just moving away from our little discussion here. I was in a particular community on the weekend, right? And I said to myself, it's an area where you have a lot of entertainment, okay? And sometimes that entertainment goes to the wee hours of the morning. And imagine that's on a weekly basis. Every maybe Friday, every Saturday, you have members of the community being bombarded, right, with a place that's not soundproof, right? I don't know how you can allow these activities to go past a certain time, especially in certain communities. So I was in this community and I was with somebody, right? And I said to him, boy, I have to consider myself very, very fortunate, Missy. Although to some degree, we do have that where I live in La Clary, to some degree, right? But not as bad as that. I said to my friend, I said, can you imagine what these residents are going through with noise pollution every weekend like that? I said, I wonder if people can just get like used to that. Maybe that's what happens. They just get used to it after a while. If that's what it is, that's what it is. But you have houses close by, close proximity, and you have this noise and shouting because you have a lot of young people and so on there making a lot of noise. And sometimes I was told, I think it goes up to about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
As to how that's allowed, I don't even understand that.
Don't we have laws?
Exactly. So I don't understand that. I say, but how come, right? How can people in a community live with that every weekend? You're talking about senior citizens, you're talking about pregnant women, you're talking
People
about
with
babies,
babies.
all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And they're being subjected to this thing on a regular basis. I'm like, wow. I say, boy, thank God I don't have that in my community. At least not as bad.
In my community.
Because sometimes, of course, in my community, you have certain fellas, play the music loud up to a certain time, but then maybe by 2 o'clock, then they stop their thing. But you tell me 3 o'clock, and not just that too. Imagine every weekend you've been put through the rigors like that?
No. It's a level of
Wow.
respect that you should have
Wow.
for your fellow men. And I think when that happens, it's disrespectful. Some individual might be wanting to they've had a long night. They just got back home from work and they want to sleep.
Yeah, and you're
And
tired.
you're disturbing them. They're tired. Someone just gave birth.
Do you think people can get used to that?
I don't know.
Like they don't
I
hear
know
it
I
anymore?
would.
When I first went
Would
to New
not,
York,
sorry.
when I first went to New York, I heard that I was living close to a train station, and you could hear the trains on the tracks making all this particular noise that it makes, right? Crack, 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 I think. And every night that thing was bothering me because oh my God, that thing's so loud, right? Guess what? After about maybe a year or something like that, or even less than that, it's like I was not even hearing it anymore.
Oh.
Now, if I have a visitor coming over and he said to me, "Why, Andre, how you deal with that noise?" I say, "Well, I've been hearing it so often, I don't hear it anymore." So I wonder that's what probably
I
happens
think
in those
sometimes
communities.
it happens now that you mention it because I live in VG and when the planes, there's a helicopter that flies over daily. So I would only hear it if I'm doing something and I need to concentrate.
Okay, I get
And
your
it
point.
becomes, yes. But no, I don't. And the boats you hear when the catamarans are living, so you hear the music. Sometimes maybe after 6, 7, you would hear the music, so it wakes me up. But now that you mention it, you get used to it after a while.
Well, you asked probably wondering why did I bring this up. in Trinidad, you have Kamla Prasad Bisesa, right? That lady always, I guess, doing something now because she's back in power right now. And I suspect a lot of what she's doing right now is planned long before because she knows, or at least she had a strong inclination that she'd be forming another
the
government,
next
right?
government.
Just like Trump, these people they know they'll come back, so they're planning. So that's why you see a fellow like Trump every day there's something new because they already plan. Sometimes they write stuff down.
Yeah.
They know I'm going to do this, I'll do that, I'll do the other. So the latest thing that she's doing right now is to ban carnival activities at a number of places. One of them is the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. She's saying no more of that. She says all fetes need to stop at the Hazley Crawford Stadium and the Jean Pierre Complex as well. Okay, so she's stopping it. Dealing with this issue of noise pollution. That's what she said. She said that noise pollution is a nuisance, right? And she's putting an immediate stop to all fetes at these locations. Now you have the promoters who are already planning for Carnival 2026 already, and now they have to find alternative venues.
Well,
So where do you go now? Because no matter where you go, you'll be interrupting
go in
somebody
the
else.
bush somewhere. Find a spot somewhere all far away. They don't have that many people leaving around and do it in the bush. I don't know. But I really do.
Sorry, yeah? She's also including restrictions on the fetes, the music trucks. The music trucks, that's a big one. Okay? Residential parties as well, these private parties and bars. Wow.
Okay, I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, from a business perspective, there's a lot wrong with
Well,
that.
from a business perspective as well.
Basically,
yeah, you
you're
have your
closing down
business.
those people's businesses,
No, if you could still, I think there are ways, there are things that could be put in place. I'm not an engineer, so I can't really go in depth, but I'm sure there are things that could be put in place, padded areas or padded things in businesses so that it's somewhat soundproof, so you're not being, the noise, doesn't affect those around you, your neighbors and so on. And people will have to invest in
those kinds of
soundproofing their businesses. And I get that people love their feds, they want to party, but at what cost? Because if noise is making life unbearable for the residents in a particular community, the government has to look at it. It's not all the time feds. And someone, maybe the child can't sleep, they may have a heart condition dealing with. You don't know what the people in that community are dealing with. So if you have a business, I think there's some sort of balance that we should have as citizens of the world. And to think of there now with the evolution of tech and so many things, yes, some people businesses might be able to afford it. Some others not so much, but find ways, maybe get a smaller speaker or something, so you don't, the noise is not a nuisance to people around you.
Yeah, and those people in the north especially, boy, they get the lion's share of it, because most of the entertainment is in the north of the island.
Yeah.
So
I
you
can
have
imagine.
you have Groseley, for example. You have Rodney Bay. Those areas there, a number of spots that. Well, I think in some areas they allow to be there until about 2:00 in the
About
morning.
2, but still.
But some of them go past the 2:00. That does happen as well.
Still.
So the Rodney Bay residents have been complaining about this for a while.
Yeah.
But Groseley is a class by itself.
Well, you
I do
can't
not know
ignore
how
the-
Groseley has been managing this thing all these years. Every
Friday
weekend,
night?
from Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday sometimes.
I guess it's
How
become
do
part
they
of them and
manage
their
that,
culture.
boy?
And
What?
Maybe, I don't know. But still, if people are complaining, clearly people in the Groseley community, they're not complaining about that. But if somewhere else people are complaining, then it needs to be looked at.
On a Friday, for example, on Jeremy Street. Again, I mean, I understand because, you want action in the city. But I really think of the residents there in the CDC and so on. Because, boy, the music is coming from about 10 different locations. And everybody trying to outblast the other. Okay, so everybody ups the ante and you have just confusion. And when I drive past, they say, "Bonjour, boy, Lord," all I can say is thank you that I don't have to go through this
People
kind of
don't
thing.
think of their hearing in their older years. I think that's very important that we begin to do some research. You as an individual, I don't have to say it, but if you constantly, even with us as media workers, as radio announcers, I know better. So I'm not going to turn up the level of the speakers really high. I would have the headphones on periodically. I would remove it because my health, my hearing is best. So I think of things of that sort. So that's what we should do as well, going forward.
Yeah, so I really, honestly, I mean, the people who are going through this thing, I feel for you. I feel your pain because I was just in that particular community there just for about maybe 10 minutes. I stopped to get something and I heard it. I said, what, boy, how are those people managing with this thing every weekend like that? And for some people, that's the only time they even get a chance to relax themselves. You understand? On the weekend, that's when you get a chance to relax yourself. And how can you relax yourself with all that noise?
But even in the UK and some other parts of the world as well, they have people that are hired, not police officers are called, but the police officers are only called if somebody makes a noise complaint, then you have someone that's working in that department going to that house and cautioning them and taking a note. And if it continues, then they could be charged for it. And these are things, it's about protecting people while allowing freedom to play your music. But everything has to be balanced.
Well,
That's
as we said
my
earlier, it's a question of you thinking of your neighbor,
Yeah.
what you wouldn't like for yourself, you shouldn't do to somebody else.
But some people like it. They like the music.
Yeah.
So, but
Right.
still, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a very interesting development there in Nigeria. The government there had to scrap a program, right? And it was a test thing to see how it works out, right? Where they were encouraging children to learn or to speak their indigenous languages in school from kindergarten all the way up to university. They were trying to push for that. The argument was that children learn better
In their mother tongue.
in their mother tongue. That was the argument. So they scrapped it now. Yeah, the
Why?
Nigerian government, they scrapped it. They're saying that it's not working. That's
Okay,
what
that's
they're saying.
interesting. I thought research was saying that if one is taught in their mother tongue, then it would be better. But now it's the research is back with something else.
Here's some of the results. Announcing the reversal of the language policy in the capital, Abuja, Dr. Alusa pointed to poor academic results from those areas which had adopted mother tongue teaching. All right? He cited data headed from the West African Examinations Council, the National Examinations Council, and the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, all saying it ain't working.
Well, if it's not working, it's not working. And when you look at globally as well, I mean, if they have to, you go study,
It's
you
English.
get into the world, it's English.
It's English.
So it's a win-win.
So
for
they're
them.
saying that they have to go back now.
I don't think it's
to English.
dismissing local languages. It's about giving students the tools they need to survive in this world.
But there was,
It's
the
not
argument
working,
was
it's not
that the children learn better if they're taught in their mother tongue.
But
right? That's
apparently
the
new
argument.
research is saying
That's not the case.
differently.
Yeah.
So if the new research is saying differently, then go back to English. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit tricky because
Because in St. Lucia,
yeah.
now I think there's a move afoot to teach Creole in our schools, which I think is a cool
great
thing. It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But what Nigeria was doing is that they basically phased out the English completely and only concentrating on the indigenous languages. That's what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we understand why. But mother tongue and instruction is wonderful. It honors your culture. But if students are struggling academically, then the approach will have to change, and that's maybe what they're doing. Education, I believe, like we've said before, right here on this program, it's about opening doors, and sometimes that means speaking the language that will give them most opportunities. And in that case, it's English.
Yeah, because that's the dominant language.
Yeah.
And I might add, let me add something here. I think English is probably the most difficult language to learn. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you said that before.
the most difficult language to learn.
Yeah.
When you think of all the idiosyncrasies of the language. Which other language, I don't know, maybe there is, I don't know, where you have three different twos. TOO, TWO, and TO.
Yes, yes.
Imagine you have to learn that and tell it, know how to use it for the three different twos. And I mean, so many other
So
examples.
many, yeah, there
Right?
are.
How, for example, LEAD could be lead and led.
Yes, at the same time. I think
That's one of the most difficult languages to learn. What? And thank God we were taught it as an early age, because can you imagine you as an adult trying to learn English? Boy, that thing is so complicated. And then you have the other issue of the pronunciation, where you have British
that,
and you have
the
American.
English.
You have to know
The
where
British and the American, right.
where the emphasis is on the first syllable, the second syllable, and things like that. Oh boy, that
Yeah.
language is very, very difficult.
It's very.
So I think, to be honest with you, that the fact that it's the most dominant,
Dominance in the world.
yeah, that should be taught in schools.
Although some people would say Spanish is, but for me, I think English is the most dominant in the world.
Spanish?
Yeah, some people do. There've been some debate back and forth about which two languages, and yeah, I think it's for me it's English first, Spanish second.
Okay, finally from us here today, you remember that crash in India that killed 260 people?
Yeah, and the lone survivor.
That's right.
I can't remember his name, but
There's
I do
one
remember.
guy who survived. His name is Ramesh. I think that's his last name. I can get his full name, but it's there somewhere. But he'd been talking about the experience. And by the way, he lost his brother, his only brother, in that crash. He said that the brother was sitting just a few seats away from him. Yeah, when the plane crashed.
Painful.
And imagine that. I have to ask myself, is that just luck, or maybe it's just a miracle that you have 261 people on an aircraft that crashes, okay? And then out of the smoldering wreckage,
This-
one guy comes out of that basically, physically unscathed.
Unscathed.
I mean, he had bruises and everything like that, right? So is that a miracle
Definitely.
or just plain luck?
It's definitely a miracle, but for him, he wouldn't see it as a miracle because everyone else died, including his brother, and he has to live with the trauma for as long as he leaves.
And you're right, because
He has
here's
to
what
leave
he's
it
saying here. He says that he's saying it's a miracle. He says, I still cannot believe I'm the only survivor. Okay, he spoke about his younger brother was one of those that got killed. He said, I'm luckiest man, but also I lost everything. I lost my brother. And they said, here's what he's going through now. He's now diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder,
I'm not
constantly haunted by the horrors of that day. He says, I'm now alone. I just sit in my room alone, not talking to my wife, my son. I just want to be alone in my house. So I think the Air India has tried reaching out to him. They've offered him an interim payment of $30,000.
That's not enough.
Exactly.
For all I have suffered, and
Yes.
will continue to.
So they say they will continue reaching out to him and see how much more they can support him. But the airline said that they're going to continue providing support for what must be an unimaginable period for Ramesh, and they said that remains an absolute priority. But they have not found out exactly what caused that plane to crash
I hope they will
up to now.
soon.
But just imagine that for a minute, Missy. You have a plane that crashes, okay, and every other person is dead except you. And they said the man just walked out. He said he had his cell phone in his hand. He just walked out of
Survivor's
the
guilt
wreckage.
is something that happens to people who have gone through experiences of that sort.
So you believe in miracles, right?
I do.
Okay, all right.
I do.
And what about luck? Believe in that as well?
Yeah, man.
So which is it now?
In that
how
case,
can we tell the
I think
difference?
it's a miracle because everyone else died. It wasn't his time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something bigger, but when you're dealing with something and you've gone through something like of that sort, to get back on the other side, it's going to be very, very difficult for him.
So if you win the lottery, 1 point something billion US dollars, is that luck or miracle?
Whoosh! I would say luck. Miracle.
But
I'll
remember,
say both.
remember, you're the only one who won 1 point something billion dollars. Just like that guy was the only one who came out of that
I'll say
smoldering
both.
wreckage.
A bit of I'll say both. Hey, Lord, make me win.
And by the way, let me ask you a final question. Do you think God is involved in those things like lottery? Do you think God determines who wins the lottery, or God has a hands-off policy when it comes to those
I
things?
have no idea because I'm not God. I know He's involved in everything.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what's happening around us all the time. But as it relates to that in particular, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
God, can you tell us?
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Yes.
Okay, so before you get into the shoutouts, would you mind reading the? Maybe I should do it while you're looking for the.
No, I actually said that if you wanted to
no,
read
go
them,
right
that's
ahead.
fine.
Go right ahead. Hey.
Today I did it. Try to do it early.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it works.
Yes. So let's go with the announcement.
Okay, so let me just grab my thing from.
So
here.
those of you who wish to apply, don't call me. Don't call me. Don't call Kida. You have to send your CV via email, and this is the relevant authorities will take a look at it and make a decision. Mm-hmm. So don't call me. Don't go and tell me, check this person, check me out, and all right, good.
I'm gonna start off with.
So would you mind reading it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
While we still have prime time.
Okay, Rev-Up St. Lucia has the following career opportunities: radio personality or radio announcer, salesperson. All interested applicants, please send your resume to hr@rev-upslu.com.
One more time. One more time.
So Rev St. Lucia has the following career opportunities: radio personality or radio announcer, salesperson as well. All interested applicants, please send your resume to HR, that's H with the R, at rev-upslu.com.
So Zoltan, all right.
Okay, so moving on to the WhatsApp platform. I'm starting here first. So let's see. Someone says, Sunshine Charles says, good morning, AP and Kiki and the Rev-Up family. AP, best advice, don't ever tell your partner about cheating, especially if it's a one-time thing or you already ended it. Trust me, the hurt won't go away. The hurt won't go again, and it won't be the same again. If he or she doesn't know, go to your grave with it. Blessed day and a week from Sunshine Child. Sunshine. Now, God knows,
Is that a male or female, by the way?
Female. Sunshine Kitty.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Sunshine Kitty.
A female giving that kind of advice.
Hey, Sunshine.
Okay, Sunshine.
To you.
Okay, so since you're a female, Sunshine, I shall take it.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I am calling God's name in vain. I take that back. Sorry. Martha, Miss Martha is in the house and she says, our lovely Kina. J. Oh, she said something about text on WhatsApp. I didn't read a text on WhatsApp. Okay. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Maybe something happened. That's why we sent the other text saying we were waiting. So Miss Martha said yesterday we thought it was a song, Alan Jackson.
Oh.
But she's saying she sent a text on WhatsApp and I may have missed it. So she went on to the other platform. So Miss Martha, thank you for clarifying. And I want to send you and your team, wherever you are this morning, some love and some hugs. I missed it and I'm so sorry. But you know the good thing is I'm reading it today. So right now we're still waiting, but we still love you. So yesterday She's no, but even on WhatsApp now, I'm looking. I'm not seeing any message, so I'm not sure. It only says today. So Miss Martha, thank you so much for chiming in. We appreciate you and we love you. And she sends hearts and she sends kisses and laughing emojis and hugs.
That sounds like Nairobi. Heart, kiss, kiss.
Yeah. So thank you so much for chiming in, Miss Martha. Also, on the WhatsApp platform, someone says A.G. Simpson, I believe. I don't want to. Let me double check. Yep. Mr. Simpson, good morning. He says, the camping music is disturbing in Sufra, especially late at night. Andre, what happened to the recommendation I made to you about a male announcer? Andre, di pakwe, patex li, padi just voe baila. How you saying resume, Patra? Just voe baila, Bali.
You're asking me that question?
Okay, you have to know HP, Hemi HP. AG, here's the information. Send it to hr@rev-upslu.com. Got that? Okay, how about that? I'll send it to you then. HR, 1 second, at rev slu.com. There you are. I sent it to you. He says, I was always an unfaithful partner, but I always knew there would be payback. Always thought about it. Oh my.
Is that a male or female?
AGKD.
Oh, he said that?
Thank you so much for chiming in.
So what did he say?
He says, I was always an unfaithful partner, but I always knew there would be payback. Always thought about it.
Wow. That's a heck of an admission, boy. Wow.
There will always be payback.
Wow, yeah. We forget that.
What goes in the what happens in the dark, it comes back.
It's the
somehow, some way. It might not be done to you, maybe your child or
it's
something.
the price that you pay. The price is too hefty. It's too hefty a price. Guys, listen. I know. I remember I was talking to a young man. I gave him the advice. I say, partner, you're just starting off and so on, right? Don't go so far with the girls. Take it easy. Be patient, right? Get yourself together. Save your money, right? Mr. Andre, you had your turn already.
Now it's my
That's
turn.
what he said to me.
Okay.
You had your turn already. Now he's bawling like a cow.
Oh boy.
He's bawling. I said, remember I told you, I said to you to take your time. Barton. Now he's going crazy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just pray. Pray.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the advice, we the fellas don't jump on that bandwagon.
And ladies as
Forget
well,
about
if you're
that.
doing that as well, do the same.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Get off that bandwagon. Try your best. Talk to a pastor, talk to a counselor, talk to God about that. Ask God to help you to change that. Because in the final analysis, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You are going to lose. And you find yourself wasting a whole bunch of years. And the bad thing is that life is short. Before you know it, you're in your 60s already.
Oh, yeah.
This hurting, that hurting, the other hurting. You lose your hair, you lose your sight. You begin to lose your sight.
Imagine you're going back, you're trying to find that
Kote.
significant other,
At that
to
time
settle
there.
down with.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And some people still find their love in their 70s,
Yeah, I know a guy who got married at
Yeah.
age 76.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
I know someone who got married in their
Yeah.
70s.
But he didn't, he just, he died. He died kind of soon after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But really and truly, don't. You're wasting so many years of your life jumping from that relationship to another relationship. And by the time you hit 50, you're like, wait a minute. There's nobody to do anything for you.
Going to another relationship is not bad in and of itself, because if something is not working for you.
That's
Yeah, right? But we're talking about the cheating part. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
But still, if
you're having
jumping
fun.
from relationship to relationship, 10, 15, whatever, something wrong then.
Why you say that?
Wait a minute. I'm just saying, if in your lifetime you had 20 partners and you still not settled or married, by wrong or
But can I wake up? That's an understatement. 20? That's all? 20 you say?
Halfway.
20 you say? Fair blag.
No, something wrong. You need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, what it is am I doing wrong? And go to a counselor, go to a pastor. Moving on to the Facebook platform now. So Pius Snappy man was the first to chime in, and he says, "Good morning, good morning,
Morning,
Pius.
Pius.
How you doing?"
Thanks for always listening, man, and viewing, I imagine.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Christine Challery is in the house, and she says, "Blessed Tuesday to you both. Hi to Shasha, listening in
St. Croix.
Yeah,
I lived in St. Croix for about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
A house.
When I
Did you enjoy
when I first moved over to the US, the US, I stayed there for about 3 months. And I got a job at Hess, the Hess
His oil.
Oil. I got a job there.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I made some good money.
Oh good, good.
Yeah, they paid very, very well. I must
St. Croix,
admit.
you go one place and you go back. and come back.
$12 an hour. That was pretty
That's
good.
back then.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
It
that's
was-
a lot
it
of
was-
moolah.
it was good, it
You
was
saved,
good.
right? I hope
No-
you did.
Well, I mean, I spent it after that.
Okay, well after that, that's fine because you still saved. You still were able. That's the most important thing. Dakota McGuire, Cleveland
Cleveland.
Seeley says, "Good morning" with some hearts. Thank you.
Good morning,
I love it when
Dakota.
you'll send emojis. Martha Shop is in the house. Udeviye Martha Lotkote. Martha says, "Amazing day, Mr. Andre and lovely Kina." She sends kisses. It's your turn to send blue kisses.
All right, Martha's shop.
She waiting for the kiss.
Mwah. I
Okay.
try.
And you did a great job too. Sharon Peter says, "Happy Tuesday."
Happy Tuesday, Sharon. Sharon sent me a country western song this morning. All I could do was just laugh. It was funny.
Which one?
It's an AI. It's an AI talking about St. Lucian men.
Oh wow!
And it's not complimentary at all.
How long is it?
Maybe a couple of minutes.
Sheesh.
Yeah, but it's
It
an
was
AI
maybe 30
song.
seconds.
An AI song. Yeah, boy,
Oh, my
licks on
word.
St. Lucian men. Licks on St. Lucian men.
We have something. If we still have time, I have something to say about AI. Just a few. She went on to say, "Tony." So,
Well,
John
I hope you can hear you.
yeah. John Mercurdy says, "Blessed Tuesday to the listening audience." Thank you, John. Good morning. Thank you for chiming in. Fullfoot Baby Henry says, "Good morning and blessed Tuesday to Rev-Up St. Lucia, 95.9 FM, and all in the chat room. Have a fabulous day." Elsa Hippolyte says, "Greetings to Andre, Kina, and all in the chat room. Have an amazing day." And she returns, Sister Barbara, how you doing? Barbara Augustine is in the house, and she says, "Matching colors." Oh, that's the second time.
You didn't check that.
I didn't even realize. Matching colors, AP and KK. Good morning, my Rev-Up family members. Hi, Lorena. Missing my TP. Can't get him out of my head.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lorena.
I know.
Yeah, hope you're doing well, Lorena.
Hope you're
Or
doing
should I say
well.
doing a lot
Yeah.
better? Mm-hmm.
Sils Robin Fiction, she's in the house and she says, "Hey, good morning, Andre and Kina. Pleasant day to you both. No man must not ask a woman of her personal life if he wants to have a wonderful relationship with her. Likewise, no woman must not ask any man of his past life if she wants to have a happy, beautiful relationship with him. Please, doing that will cause more stress and lack of trust between them because either one might always believe that you may never change."
That's true. And then that's compounded now where you have friends and family now putting stuff in that person's head as well.
Yeah, that's
Telling that
true.
person, you can't trust
That's
that man.
true. That
You
is
can't trust
true.
that man. So you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
So I called Sylvie on the weekend to ask her for a fiction for a child. So Sylvie, I hope you haven't forgotten, right? She says that she can make the fiction for the child.
For the child. Okay,
which is less
good.
intense.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So just in case you need the adult fiction, you can call Silton at 716-8018. 716-8018 for Silton's Rub. 716-8018. So I hope she hasn't forgotten. I asked her to make a fiction
That's good.
for a child.
And it works. It really, really does work. Trust me. We have another chimer. Elizabeth Albertini says, "Good morning to my Rev-Up family, especially Andre and Kina. Do have a blessed day. Andre, if possible, I would like you to play a song from Jimmy Cliff for me, please. I was told he passed away yesterday, and all his songs are great, so one of your choice will do. Thanking you in advance."
You know, this morning I played 5 of his
I heard.
songs.
I heard.
And I started pretty early.
Yeah,
From
I
6
heard.
o'clock this morning,
Yeah.
and then after 7, so I played like 5 of them.
Some
Yeah.
of them I never heard before.
Yeah, because that's back in the day when I was a young guy, and they're nice. They're really nice. They're really nice.
Yes.
Yeah, nice stuff. Nice stuff.
Alette Richards chimed in and she says, "Blessed day, Andre and Kina. Really missing Tony. We do as well." Pius Snappy man chimed in and he says, "Rev-Up number 1 or Justine."
Thank you.
And DK's in the building. He says, "Me very late today, so let me just say hello." Thank you for chiming in, NDK. Welcome to the platform. Better late than never. Okay, some people are now chiming in on the WhatsApp platform, so I'm going to rush back over to it. Someone says, "Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Kina. Big up yourself, Rev-Up family." Another chimer says, "Rev up my brother and sister from another mother."
Hey, Brother
in the
Nicky.
house.
Brother Nicky. Hope you're doing okay, partner. You and your family. I hope all is well.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a song by Diana Ross that says, "I'm Still Waiting."
What you waiting for?
You speaking on your behalf.
Oh, Nikki, yeah.
By the way,
Dun, 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 dun,
do you know that song by Diana Ross?
No.
And the Supremes. It's a beautiful song.
Sing.
I'm Still Waiting.
That's how
she
it
talks
is?
about how long she's been, hoping to have this relationship with this guy. Yeah, and they told her one day, "Don't worry, it'll come." And she says, "I'm still waiting." It's a beautiful song. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Supremes, featuring Diana Ross.
So, you mentioned AI earlier. You had an AI song, right? But in the United States, I think in California, some individuals have gone to court and they're challenging ChatGPT because allegedly ChatGPT have caused a few individuals to commit suicide.
I heard about that.
And I'm like, what? I was shocked when I read it. That's the first thing. But as well, I did something yesterday. I was on the phone with a friend of mine. I was like, okay, let me, try to ask ChatGPT a question. And I started by saying, let me just grab my phone. I started by telling ChatGPT that I'm having issues with snow. I'm like, let me try to see what happens with ChatGPT if I bring up snow. And I said to ChatGPT, Snow is being a bad dog. She's not listening to me right now. ChatGPT then says, the best thing to do is calm down, breathe. And I'm like, I do not want snow around me right now. I just want to put her outside. And ChatGPT says, you can't put her outside. That's mean. I'm like, what? And then I'm on the phone with my friend at that time, and she's saying to me, ChatGPT sounds just like you. Everything ChatGPT responds to you, that's exactly what you would say. And then eventually I said to ChatGPT, I just hate this part of life right now. I can't because snow is... I was lying, basically, but I wanted to understand what was really happening with ChatGPT, where it would get to the point to tell somebody, take a gun and shoot yourself. But no matter what I said to ChatGPT was just going back to, what about you take snow, put snow in another room and you stay in another room and calm down. The point that got really interesting for me, right? I'm going to go but try to rush to get it back. And I said, I can't really take this on right now. Snow is really, I was lying. I'm going to say that because nothing was happening with snow. I just wanted to know what was happening. And if you try now, Andre, maybe your responses that ChatGPT would give you, or anyone listening right now or viewing, would be different, right? So what was interesting was when I mentioned that I cannot take it anymore. I just feel like giving up. And ChatGPT says, wait a minute. No, that language. You need to call the suicide hotline. I'm like, huh? And then it gave me a link and it actually mentioned St. Lucia. And I didn't even tell ChatGPT where I was located. I was just asking about snow. And then it says, you need to get the suicide hotline in St. Lucia. I'm not able to give you that right now, but here's a World Suicide link. Reach out there and let them know what's happening with you. And I'm like, huh? How did you know that I'm in St. Lucia? But again, we keep hearing that so many times. Our phones keep track of everything that we do. So when we use our phones or we give our children a tablet or a phone, we need to be very mindful because we do not know what they're doing on the devices. Anything is possible.
Yeah, but I thought the point you're driving at is that ChatGPT didn't give you bad advice.
In that instance, no, it didn't. But what I think happened, and what my friend was saying to me, is that that's how I speak. So maybe my phone is keeping tabs on what I do with other people. Because if somebody comes to me, exactly how ChatGPT worded that, it would be, if you constantly feel like you don't want snow around or you feel resentful, you can consider training support. Or the other thing, or finding somebody trustworthy that you could have a conversation with. That's what it was telling me. But I think depending on what you feed AI or what you constantly doing on your phone, I am assuming based on that it could pick up some
I get your point.
things and respond to you based on what you do on your phone or what you search for, or anything of that sort.
I get your point, but let me challenge that a little, because there's some consumer advocacy groups, right, who are encouraging parents or discouraging parents from buying artificial intelligence toys. Okay, they're saying that it's unsafe for the children. So if what you're saying is correct, let's examine the children now. They're saying that this AI chatbots have inflicted on children obsessive use, having explicit sexual conversations, right? Encouraging unsafe behaviors, violence against others, and self-harm. Now, if you're saying that it depends on what your frame of mind is, that the AI is responding to that, well, so what about, is that what these
For
kids
children,
are, is that what these kids
I
are
would
into?
love to check the toys
Obsessive
out.
behavior, explicit sexual conversations, things like that. You have to ask yourself, well, what's really going on here? For me personally, I love artificial intelligence. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Now, I know people can use it to do evil things.
Yeah.
Because if, for example, you have a phone and you dig up and you're asking it to show you explicit sexual things, it's just going to respond because that's what it does.
Yes.
Okay? Now, I don't know. I don't go down that road. I have my phone. To be honest with you, I don't even know how to even get those sites. I have no idea. In fact, I don't want to know.
I don't, and I don't even. The other thing as
but
well.
But I use the AI for good reasons, and I think it's great. It's beautiful. Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing as well that a lot of people don't notice, sometimes you download an app and the app has so many different ads on it. So you might give it to your child and the child might open something and you're not aware of it. It's not like they're looking for it, but they open one, it piques their interest, they look, they don't tell you anything, something else comes up again, they look. And especially if that child is able to type and ask, now you could speak and the phone responds. You never know what's happening in the background there with that child.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true.
so many things. There's a lot of things that happens with our children, and our children don't come to say, "Mommy, Daddy, that happened." They're just interested. It's like, okay, they don't know if it's bad or good. They don't, because we don't generally have conversations of that sort with them. What is good and bad to view on their phones? We don't. We just give them the phone and say, Peppa Pig, whatever it may be. And that's it. That's all they know. So if something comes up that they don't know of, they will view it. Something else comes up again, they will view it. They're not going to come and say, Mommy, or Daddy. No, unless if you have that conversation.
Yeah. And also, paying strict attention to your child. When Nairobi is around me, and especially, I'm aware of those things right now because she likes her tablet and things like that. Let me tell you something. I do not engage myself in anything else, I'm not on my phone chatting with any female or male, right? I'm sitting there with her and it's her time, right? I will not watch something else. In fact, she won't even allow me to do it. Yeah, she wants me to be engaged in what she is doing, which I think is a very healthy thing.
A healthy thing.
It's
and
very
there's
healthy.
something else now that you said that. Just last night too, I was online just doing some research, and now that you said that, you focus on Nairobi when she's around you, but new research is showing that when a child says to a father or a mother or maybe a guardian, can you spend time with me and play? Just 15 minutes of that child can help sharpen their brain, build stronger parent-child bonding, and they're saying that it could develop the brain development of that child can. Let me try to see if I get it quickly. 1 second. I got it. Okay, so they're saying that the brain development can increase by about 20%. And it's not about the gadgets or the stage activities. It's about you as a parent or guardian being fully present with the child, laughing, playing, focusing, and building blocks, cooking, all that. Just because you're in the company of your child, side by side, it stimulates the neural circuits that support language, memory, attention, and problem solving. So scientists also found that these short bursts of connection between parent and child, it releases oxytocin, the love hormone, in both the parent and the child. And that's a chemical shift that strengthens the emotional security between a parent and a child.
I mean, sometimes I get bored with what she wants to do, but I just go through the motions.
Yeah.
I get bored with it because, I mean, I don't really want to do that. But because it's my daughter and I know that's what she wants to do, and I've been like that with my first daughter, with Hassani as well.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Greater bonds.
Yeah, you know, the
Children thrive.
yeah, and that sort of thing. They want to fight with you. You know, when I say fight, a good fight. Okay, you have to. Nairobi wants to dance and have me dance with her, and that's what they want to do. So I leave that's just say for me, I leave everything behind, everything.
And it's important to
that's
do
her
that
time.
because in some household, the child comes and says, "Mommy, Daddy, can I?" No, take on me.
Yeah.
What do you think happens to that child? That's all they know. They go into a shell. They're not able to express themselves. And when they're at school, the same thing happens because at home, they're struggling to fit in. Mommy and Daddy is not paying attention to me. And as they become teens and that's where some people realize, hey, I realize that child is a bit reserved. Let me take advantage of that situation. And they find themselves in situations that they shouldn't.
Exactly. And I'm not quick to drop her off at anybody's house because I want to be free to go into my business. You understand? If I have to leave her anywhere, I have to know that person. Okay?
Yeah.
I have to know that person very, very, very well. For me to feel reasonably comfortable, I can leave her there with that person if I have something important to do. But generally, I don't just put a child at somebody's home because I want to have my little freedom.
I totally
And I take that chance at all.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No way.
You should not.
Yeah. And even things, I can say it, even things like allowing the child, especially a little girl, to go maybe someplace where you have little boys who are around. Huh?
Tell me.
We never think about those things, folks. Boys, little boys around, and you don't even know where those boys are at in terms of they think, and you drop in your because you figure she's around children,
but we don't realize, or it never comes to the fore because we do not know the child's background, what they see in that home.
That's right.
A lot of times when children are with other children, that's when they explore. I see mommy and daddy doing something, or that happens. They figure it's okay in my household.
Yeah.
So now your child is exposed to that.
Can you imagine
behavior.
that?
And that's where it starts.
You bring your child in a particular environment simply because you want to go to some place that you figure you need to be going. And then you're not thinking of the bigger picture because there are children there, and those children are males. They're boys, all right? You just drop your little girl child there. Boy, you don't know what you're doing.
There's a situation, I'm not quite sure in what Caribbean island it is. I think it was 10-year-olds or younger that were accused of raping a few, I think a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old or so on. I have to double check what country it happened in, but I think it happened in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You just never know what children from another household is exposed to. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you can finding out about your child's best friend's background. You're protecting the child. There's nothing, I think every parent should do that.
Correct is right. Alrighty, so that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you have coming up today? Today is Tuesday.
11:30, 12:30 p.m. Rev Up the Homegrown. As well, England test with AI tools. Yesterday you were talking about prostate cancer, and now their AI tools, they're speeding it up for prostate cancer diagnosis. It's scanning medical images to fly high-risk cases for fast review. And I think as well, former Prime Minister of England was just recently diagnosed, David Cameron? With prostate cancer.
Okay.
So that's good. Usher singer, R&B singer Usher is suing producers over failed restaurant loan. They were his friends, and I think he loaned them 1.7 million. He got some back, but he didn't get all, so I'll touch on that as well. And then new research is showing that there's science behind individuals that want to decorate early for Christmas, and science is saying that when we have family members and friends that love Christmas music early, that want to decorate early, it builds on their happiness. So allow them to do that. That's that. And there's another thing too. High stress jobs can it boost your health or decline your health? I'm going to touch on that as well.
Definitely, that's for sure. But just a quick point there on the thing about Usher, right? And the $1.7 million, right? I'm not a millionaire, but it's not yet anyway, right? So maybe I'm 100-year or 1,000-year, right? Okay. So a friend of mine would say to me, "Can you loan me how much? Whatever, maybe $1,000, right? Because I'm a 1,000-year. That's what I can afford. I'm not a millionaire, right? Now, this is my friend. This is my friend on stress. This is my friend or my girlfriend, all right? And I loan you that money. If you don't give it back to me, and especially if you have good reasons for not giving it back, okay? I am not going to allow that to destroy our friendship.
Same here.
I don't allow that.
I won't.
Okay? I'm not. Up to yesterday, I was talking to one of the DJs. He usually has a lot of dances and stuff. And I was saying to him, I feel pretty good because he's telling me about some experience with a DJ who's demanding money and so. And I said, I feel good about myself because I have never had that kind of discussion with anybody who asked me to play. Right? I examine the situation. I see the way it is. I'm not going to fight with you because you paid me, whatever it is that, because we are right? We are friends. So when I hear this thing about Usher there, but 1.7 million, yes, I know $1.7 million is a lot of money for people like me. You understand? For Usher, that's like pocket change.
Yeah, it might be pocket change, but it's on principle. For some people,
that's what I'm saying, if there is the valid reasons, the person cannot repay you, you have to chill.
Yeah.
You have to chill because remember you're a millionaire. You loaded already. When you hear about Nicki Minaj giving her ex-husband $2 million as a Cardi B. $2 million as a birthday gift. That shows you $2 million as a birthday gift. So that's nothing for them. So if you're telling me you're real genuine friends and these guys have some genuine reasons, I'm just saying maybe, I don't know why they can't afford to repay you. You're going to break up your friendship over that?
I think the reasons were the 700,000. They used it to start the business, but the business didn't come into fruition, and they gave him back the 1 million, but the 700.
Exactly, the guy's tried,
and that's what he's taking them to court for.
Can you believe this, man?
Some people just stay on principle. They stick by certain things.
Yeah, but that's not principle. That's just greed.
You said you were gonna give it back to me, and you didn't. So,
but if the person. But you see, they tried. They tried.
We're like Kina. That. If someone generally has a reason, a valid reason why, maybe you became ill, maybe your vehicle had broken down, maybe you've fallen on hard times, I ain't gonna press you for that.
Somebody had some money for me, right, for about over 3 years. 3 years, okay, and the person sent me a note yesterday, okay.
3 years.
3 years. 3 years. Okay, and I was very, 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 very patient. Right. Person said to me, "I want to thank you for your patience and your kindness. Okay, I really appreciate how patient you were with me. You're truly a wonderful human being, and I wish nothing but the best for you." Okay, and even if the person didn't give it to me, all right, I wouldn't go hound them and get on and threaten and kind of stuff. No.
But I would like to add to what you said, right? Sometimes we individuals get into this space where guilt, they're bogged down by guilt. I can't face this person because I do not want this individual to know the challenges that I have faced. I do not want to be judged. So you don't say it. It's important at least to go and say, hey, I really and truly cannot pay you right now because of so and so. The longer you wait, the more agitated some people become because they too waiting on that money because they have things to do. And that's where, all that back and forth happens. But if you genuinely say, hey, this is what it is, the person might not understand. They might not be in that place where, because they want the money, they have other things to do as well. They had a time frame that you both agreed on. But again, let's let love prevail and light prevail, and try to be very understanding of each other, even when it's so difficult to do so. Maybe have a conversation and say, yeah, I understand, but what can you give me? If you really, really can't give me, boy, let me try to see if I can get it somewhere. But be open and honest with that individual and say, hey, I really want to. Do not lie. Do not look for an out. Be honest always.
Here we go back to the thing about being honest again.
Yeah, I don't know. Just me. That's how my mama.
Alrighty, okay. I mean, yeah, honesty is the best policy. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, but there's sometimes, boy, yeah.
Okay, I understand.
You have to look at the greater good.
There we go again.
Okay. All right, folks, we gotta wrap it up. This has been another hard drive for today and for this week. Kina's going to be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Then from 3 is going to be Zen the DJ until 5. Then I come back here, God willing, from 5 o'clock for Powell Politic. And we have a half hour from 6 o'clock until 6:30 of United Workers' Party music that we're going to be playing. This is paid for by the United Workers' Party. So after that now we'll be having Doctor in the House at 6:30 this evening. I already spoke with the presenter and I explained the situation, so he understands. Okay, so from 6:30 this evening for Doctor in the House. So Kina, have yourself a great show.
Have yourself a great day.
Yes, and take care of yourself. This has been Hard Drive, brought to you with the compliments of Rambali's Funeral Parlor.
At Rambali's Funeral Parlor, we truly care. During life's most difficult moments, we want you to know you are not alone.
At Rambali's, we are dedicated to providing dignity, compassion, and comfort when you need it the most.
Our caring team is here to walk with you every step of the way, whether it's in planning a gentle farewell or celebrating the beautiful life of your loved one.
We understand how precious they are, and we promise to honor their memory with the utmost respect and love.
Let us help you find peace and solace during this challenging time.
Please reach out to us at
758-452-2021, Castries, or 758-454-9239, Latuni, Viewfort, or visit us at ramballysfuneral.com.
We're here for you, ready to listen, support,
and serve with heartfelt compassion. You can lean on us.
At Rambali's,
we care.
Rev-Up St. Lucia, your healthy alternative.
That is freaking awesome, dude.
95.9 FM, the alpha of radio.
Tous les jours, femme cette nisi, kabay tout sa yo